Hey guys, it's Hollywood here. I'm so excited today. We're going to talk with UFC Hall of Famer Royce Gracie. Royce, so glad to see you.
Good to see you.
You know, you are the whole reason that I'm into MMA. UFC 2 was my first taste of mixed martial arts, and of course, there you were, just, you know, taking names and killing everyone. So, like I said, you're one of my all-time idols. We met the first time I saw you at UFC 100. And
Las Vegas?
That's right, Las Vegas, yeah. And I happened to be having breakfast and going up to the salad bar, and you were across the salad bar from me, and nobody knew you were there yet. And I was just starstruck the first time I saw you.
I can walk by the crowd, very discreet.
So yeah, we're so glad to have you over here in the UK. I know you're doing some seminars. Joe was kind enough to organize this interview, so again, we're really glad to see you. But I want to talk a little bit about, so I mean, you've been in the game for a long time, and I mean, a lot of us can thank you for bringing the UFC to us. Because if not for your family, I don't think there would be a UFC.
My father, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just a product of his work.
Yeah. So how have you seen the game change over the years from the time you were there to now?
The rules change. In the beginning, it was very raw. There was no gloves, no time limit, no weight division. So right now, I mean, in order to grow, they had to adapt. They had to put those rules. So it can grow worldwide. Now it's not just in Brazil or America. Now it's all over the world.
And we see certainly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a key part of every top guy's game. Which, I mean, back in the day, it was just you and your family, wasn't it? So I mean, how do you feel about seeing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu kind of spreading throughout the world?
That was the main goal. I mean, my family's been doing this in Brazil for a long time. And then Horion had the idea. He came to America and started teaching jiu-jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, in the garage. We moved to a gym, got a nice gym. But in order to spread out, we need the media. We need you guys.
Yeah.
So once Horion created the UFC, he would spread out all over, brought media from all over the world, and everybody got interest on it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And now, like I said, it's part of everybody's game, isn't it? I mean, there's opportunity to train jiu-jitsu all over the world.
Now, what Dana White did, it became a dream for the little kids. Before was two martial artists, they come in, they duke it out, see who is better, which martial artist style is better. After proving all that, now it became a dream that the kids like grow up like one day I want to be a rugby player. One day when I grow up, I want to be a footballer. One day when I grow up, I want to be a UFC fighter.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
it's mainstream right now.
Yeah, really good. And obviously you've got opportunity to go all over the world still and teach seminars, and you're over here doing some seminars in the UK currently. So as you're looking at the game, you mentioned the rules have changed, time limits and rounds, etc. Which way do you prefer the rules? Do you prefer time limits? Would you rather see untimed fights?
I mean, the time limit, the rules, it's even for both of us, for both fighters. So in order to grow, we need that.
And weight classes now, because I mean, you fought some big dudes.
Been there, done that.
So who is the biggest guy that stands out in your mind that you ever fought?
Akibono, 6'8", 490 pounds.
I remember that fight. Yeah, fantastic. And so, I mean, coming up, when you're looking at somebody like that, as you were sort of coming up in your career, what's going through your mind when you're looking across the cage or across the ring at somebody that's 400 pounds?
I think he's more worried about me than I am about him, man.
I think you're right.
Actually, a couple of the fighters said, man, it scares me when I look at somebody your size. They said that after the fight. I said, look at somebody your size, and you're confident to go at it.
Yeah, and they think, what's he doing here?
What he got? Yeah. What kind of secret does he got? What did he got inside the sleeves of his gi?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So obviously you're still a fan of UFC, you're still a fan of MMA. What fighters do you enjoy watching today?
The guys that know how to use strategy.
Yeah.
The guys that have a game plan, they come in, they have a strategy, not just the guys that come in and duke it out and they don't care what happens. No, I like the guys that knows how to use strategy.
That's 90% of the BJJ game, isn't it? It's what's in your head.
It's the person. It's a lot of the fighter, the person.
Yeah.
A lot of the fighter, it's not just the BJJ or no. A lot it's depend on the fighter. Yeah. Some fighters know how to use it. Some fighters are just tough. They just come in, duke it out, don't care.
And are there any guys in particular that you really, really like to watch?
Anderson Silva, St. Pierre, the BJ Penn, Nate Diaz. So they know how to use the strategy. They come in with a game plan. They make the fight look easy. That's strategy because they take their opponents out of their game.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. Nate and Nick both are two of my favorite fighters of all time, and I just absolutely love to watch those guys because they are strategists. Nate particularly, he's really looking for this, and much like you, looking at guys that from the outsider might think, oh, gee, he doesn't have a chance, and then he just gets in there and he just works it and works it and works it and finds a way, doesn't he?
Knows how to work the game.
Yeah. Exactly. So, as I said, Joe Long organized this interview in advance of Seni. I know that you've had some other commitments, so you're not going to be able to come to Seni this year, but maybe you can tell our viewers.
Man, don't say that, man. He's going to choke me out, man. I've been coming to Seni every year. This year got stuck. Yeah. He's waiting for me to choke me out.
I think he's standing over there rubbing his hands. So what can you tell our viewers about why they should come to Seni and what Seni has to offer?
Man, that's the biggest gathering of all the martial arts equipment, products, people. It's, I would say, very dear to the world. The biggest one in the world, one of the biggest one in the world.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the show this year. And again, I'll be sad to miss you, but I'm really glad that we had an opportunity to chat here today. Something I like to do on our show, The Cage, is every week I give to my guests a special limited edition Hollywood T-shirt.
Limited edition, but you give it out every week.
Just to people that are on my.
Special,
you
man.
should do.
How long you been around? Wow.
So, Royce Gracie, welcome to the Hollywood Army. So glad that you're here. It's been a pleasure to chat to you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So this is Hollywood. It's not go time, but it's time to go. We'll see you next time on Sports Tonight Live presents The Cage.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.